we're back on the show. Talking Sunderland and everything you know. Conrad's got the numbers, proper stats machine. Mike's optimistic, living out the Mackem dream. Bowers keeps it steady, cool and level-headed. Wayne's already moaning, man, I'm shattered, I need my bed. Baby, are you ready to go? Let's get carried away, man, let's steal the show. Midweek Mackems every Wednesday night. Veterans passion in the red and white.
Okay, the new song's growing on me a little bit. I'll give you that one.
Miles better, isn't it?
It is good.
Welcome to another episode of Midweek Mackems at the right time of day this time, not a random Monday episode. Here on Black Cats TV, Only Fools and Safc, and on Michael Bowers 541. So welcome to everyone. Wayne, how are you doing?
I'm very well, thank you, Mike. I'm very, very well.
You're looking very Christmassy behind you. See your trees up there.
I even got the tree up. I even got the tree up for you. You probably can't see it, but there's even a little Del Boy on the top instead of a star.
Yeah, we can tell the big YouTube star compared to the lowly ones because Conrad's had to make his own decorations behind him.
I was going to be fair, Wayne's not the only one who's Christmassy. Conrad's got a nice bit of a holiday.
I'm too poor. I'm too poor. And Mike, you've got your bath towel up behind you.
I have.
Nothing says happy Christmas like a bath towel.
Michael Bowers, how are you doing?
Well, my background's basic and boring like me, so I'm doing all right. How are you guys getting on?
All good, all good. And of course, Conrad, with your are they homemade decorations? What am I seeing there? Am I seeing socks?
I think it was mother-in-law made it for the kids. It's like little stockings where little presents go in, so they get one each day. You know,
is it an advent?
Yeah. Like I still get one of these, but they get a handmade gift like for every day. So you know,
I get none of the above.
If we get a good amount of super chats, I might open one of the kids' presents early and just have a look at what it is.
I thought you got to see it, the sentimental one. That was one of your socks when you were like 3.
No, nothing like that. Probably something they found.
I used to live in a flat where there was socks hanging off the wall, but that's another story.
Yeah, won't go there.
Welcome everybody into the chat as well. Great to have you all in here as it starts to fill up. John McKinney was first in the house, said that is a lucky bastard to be on the pitch.
Okay, you're going to need this for Sunday. That's ciao.
Ciao. Scum getting beat, ha ha ha. John M, absolutely. Ciao got lucky there. Good evening, morning to everyone. Hope you're all well, says John. That was us messing with the settings. And Steve's in there.
Maybe Conrad, maybe there is a bear with us.
You said bear with us? No, there's a bear with us.
Yeah.
John Rosenbright says evening.
Sorry to interrupt you, but you know I didn't even know this was a thing, but we made sure we do a film on Netflix called Cocaine Bear. It was on the subject of bears, and I promise you guys, it sounds like something I'm making up. It's actually a movie on Netflix.
It's on par with like Sharknado, right?
Yeah.
One of those meant to be so bad it's good films.
Oh well, maybe. Emma says hello. Miles Percival's in there, says good evening, fellas. Is anybody absolutely bricking it? We'll go on to that, I'm sure. Darren Elliott says yep, and away the lad says L12 bong. So before we go on to them up the road, let's talk about City.
Do we have to?
We have to. We have to. Yeah.
For those listening on Spotify, whether it's Mike or Conrad, but I suspect it's Conrad, has just put the picture of Robin Roofs about to stamp the ground in frustration after Isidore didn't put his chance away at Liverpool.
You mentioned City, and I was like, no.
That's his meme reaction to anything bad now.
Yeah.
To be fair, though, even though Mike's heard me say this a few times, those who just listen to on Spotify, whatever, won't have heard me this, but Mike did say before Bournemouth would get 10 points, so we can't do that now. So, you know.
So sucks to be you, Mike.
Not listening.
I can imagine Conrad just sitting while the game's on going, yeah, okay, this is shite, but at least I can be smug up to Mike and say, haha, you have
right. Fine. We'll come to you first then, Michael. We should have beat Liverpool, but for a lucky deflection. We were the dominant team. What the hell happened at City from the off?
I suspect, and whether people think this is an excuse or not, I don't know. I suspect people won't like hearing this, but I think we want to. Okay, the first 30 minutes, I actually thought we were really good. The first 30 minutes, I thought the game plan worked really well. We didn't offer much by way of going forward, but we were. But let's be honest, guys. We're away at Manchester City, who are coming into good form. I know Leeds put 2 past them, and I know Fulham put 4 past them, but generally, that's probably an outlier. That won't happen with City nearly every game. So I think if you're asking me, the first 30 minutes we did excellently at containing them to half chances, really. As it turns out, was it Ruben Diaz? I've forgotten who scored all the goals, to be honest, but I think it was Ruben Diaz who... Sorry?
Diaz, yeah.
Diaz.
Yeah, so that's a long-range strike that takes a deflection off Ballard. That can happen. The thing that did disappoint me was conceding the second minutes after the first one. That pretty much put the game beyond us, I think. Even though we did have 2 big chances at the start of the second half, one with Isidore and one with Xhaka hitting the post. But I don't know what you guys think, but I suspect, and particularly I noticed this with Siddiqui and Xhaka. I can't even talk properly. Xhaka and Siddiqui. There you go. That's how memorable the game was. Xhaka and Siddiqui, I felt you could tell were on a tightrope and not wanting to get booked ahead of the derby coming up. And I think you could notice that the aggression wasn't quite there. We were wanting players maybe not get injured ahead of this game. And I know that it'll be infuriating to the fans who travelled down, but we also just have to bear in mind, I mean, I didn't think either of the second or third goals for City were particularly good. I know that Cherky does that little trickery in the build-up to the cross, but Foden's also got a free header in the 6-yard box. So, and then whoever scored the second one, I've forgotten his name already.
Vardiol,
that's it. I was saying that in the hope that someone would... well, there you go. City are beating Real Madrid away, so who knows?
So that means we could beat Real Madrid, Mike, ready for next season.
Ready for next season.
Easy pickings.
I love that segue. But yeah, look, to be fair, so Guardiola, I think I was disappointed that he lost Enzo Lafay, lost him, and it was basically a free header. But look, overall, it's Man City away. Like, even though we obviously started really well, I didn't expect to go to City and get anything, and obviously I didn't want to be right on it, but Man City away, and I think as Darren Elliott said in my chat that it won't define our season. Oh, sorry, I think he means the next game there. But it's a point applicable to Man City. It doesn't apply. It doesn't define our season at all. It's Man City away. It's one of the hardest games. We've got it out of the way. We've obviously got them a few weeks at home, haven't we? 3 weeks, I think, is tomorrow at the time of speaking. So, look, it is what it is. It's Man City away. If you'd offered me 4 points from Bournemouth, Liverpool, Man City, I'd have snapped your hand off for that. The Liverpool game was probably more Mike wouldn't have done because he thinks we're going to win every game. But I think anyone who's considered themselves realistic, I think would say 4 points would have been a good return. But in saying that, the Liverpool game was probably more disappointing than that one because, to be fair, I actually agree with Mike. We should have beaten Liverpool, which is the...
We took it to them, and this is what I don't get. It's like people, I can't take it on the chin that, oh yeah, it's just because it's City. Because for me, it was just a terrible performance from us. As much as they're on fire... I don't know. You said the first 30 minutes were all right. I think the entire 90 minutes, we didn't put a tackle in. And we're inviting City quality players to have that much time on the ball and that much space on the ball just outside the area. They're going to find a room and space to shoot. All every day of the week. We've got 10 men, 11 men behind the ball. And no outlet for when we get rid of it, so it comes straight back at us. And it was almost like we were parking the bus in the last 5 minutes of a game for an entire 90 minutes.
I do kind of get that, but I would argue that in the first 30 minutes, what chances, significant ones, did they create?
Well, no, we shielded well in that method.
Yeah.
But you can't do it for 90 minutes. It's not sustainable.
No, you could say that, but I would say that the first goal was literally... The first goal obviously does change the game, but the first goal is literally a long-range... Well, what could have been a long-range screamer that takes a deflection off Ballard. That sort of thing happens. I just don't think it was realistic for us to go to Man City and expect to get a win. As much as I would love Mike to have been right, and I would have loved him to have said, when he says we're going to win every week, I'd absolutely love for nothing more than Mike to be right. But I don't know. I do get your point. I can say about the putting the tackle in, but I think the alternative have been Xhaka and Siddiqui gone full-blooded, and what happens if they both picked up a yellow? We'd be missing both of them for the Newcastle game.
I get that. I still think you've got to play the game in front of you no matter what.
No, Wayne, that's fair enough.
Wayne, do you think the fact even if Xhaka and Siddiqui were holding back, there's still no excuse for the entire team not putting tackles in? Did you see what I saw?
I'm kind of with you on that one, Mike. I thought we were disappointing for the full 90 minutes. I thought the 30 minutes, the first 30 minutes, I get what Michael's saying about us. We were we were good, kind of alright defensively, but I just thought we give them too much respect. We sat off them. When we did get the ball, our ball retention was absolutely shocking. We kept giving it away.
I agree with that, to be fair.
You know, when we had chances for the break on them, we didn't. We just played with a handbrake on for the full game. And I got loads of pelters in my review for saying, like, what do you want to do? Go all out attack? I said, well, no. But you kind of, like Review just said, you can't defend against a team like City for 90 minutes and expect to get away with it. So we didn't go gung-ho against Liverpool and give them a right shock. The second half, when we came out and looked a lot more offensive and kind of stepped it up for the first 20 minutes of the second half, we caused them loads of problems. So I just didn't get the tactics for the first half an hour. I just thought we paid them too much respect. And I think a lot of the players had half an eye on this game on Sunday, and I think the way Xhaka and Siddiqui played, I'd rather not have played them. I would rather not took the risk.
I said that. I think I said it way before half time. I said if they're not going to put in challenges, I'd rather have Rig and Neil in the centre and be scrappy about it.
There was I think it was one occasion, that was the second half, when there was somebody who went to run past Xhaka, and rather than put a tackle, he just went at that. And let the player run past them. You can't. It's a game of football. You can't be doing that. So I would rather not play it. So I disappointed. I thought the goals. I mean, I was maybe a bit overcritical for the fear for the first one, but I thought he should have gotten out and closed down Diaz a lot sooner. He let him get the shot. The second goal, and our people are saying it's a mismatch for the header, but he lets Guardiola just run off him. Just stood and let him run behind him and give him a free header. Even if there's a height difference, still got a challenge. And still
Tam said even if Enzo didn't lose him, he was never going to make up the 2 foot 3 inches height.
You can still win a challenge without jumping and beating him in the air. A little nudge here and there puts him off. It stops him getting a free header. So
we've got tall players, though. Was that not just a mismatch in the box? Should that have been addressed?
Probably poor organisation on our part, then really. But I overall disappointed with that first half performance, and I just think we paid them far too much respect and had half an eye on Sunday's game and didn't want to get injured.
Yeah. People in the chats, you don't have to post the same chat 27 times. I will star them and we'll come back to them. or if they're relevant to something we're going to talk about, I'll bring it up at the time. L12 Bong says, problem for me was they should have played 4-3-3, percentage at the back. City love breaking down teams that are 5 at the back. What's your thoughts on it, Conrad, the way we set up and how defensive or just inactive we were?
Yeah, we lacked an incredible amount of intensity in that game, which is exactly the opposite of every other game that we've played this season. I agree we were all right defensively for half an hour. We contained them, and that's what we've been doing best. But what was really disruptive for us was Man City were fantastically high pressing, which Liverpool were not. And Liverpool were probably standing off us a bit, going, okay, and we know we played out a bit more. We were resorting to floating balls into the midfield or floating balls up to Brobbey or Isidore to try and win, and they just weren't going to. They weren't going to get it off of them, so we were sort of nullified in getting out. Plus, our passing was horrific. It was terrible. Some were just going out for throw-ins. It was awful. And then, the goal... 3 players could have closed him down. He was equal distance from Isidore, Siddiqui and Enzo, and just none of them went towards him. Whereas I dare to find any goal this season where we've not had someone trying to sort of throw, themselves in the way of it or something like that there. The second one, I know it's Enzo's man, but you'd sort of think at the same time, who said Enzo should mark Vardiol? He scores 5 to 10 goals a season. He's a right threat in the air. Like, who went, actually, let's get him. That should have been Ballard or Alderete on him at that moment. Nobody else. Or
is that down to Xhaka to organise at the time if he notices that mismatch straight away?
It'll have been planned before the game on who gets who's on set pieces. But then Xhaka's not going to come on the pitch and go, right, lads, you know who we were all just saying in that meeting we're going to mark up? Let's just all do something different.
You don't think they just put him on that as a purpose? I thought he might have just picked him up.
They probably thought exactly that. I think they probably thought, well, he's free and he's out there. He's not doing anything. But then he's just got a free run into the box, and a player running to charge in for a header is always going to beat somebody who's stationary trying to get a header. And then the third one, we were actually caught out on a counter-attack from City because we were the better team for 25 minutes in that
We had
second half.
moments of aggression in that second half.
Yeah.
It was like, oh.
Isidore could have nicked us one straight at the keeper. Xhaka hit the base of the post, and you thought, well, actually, we're doing all right. And you could tell we probably felt we could get something because Ballard and Alderete were both up front for the first 20 minutes of the second half. The reason City scored their third is our back four was Xhaka at right back, Getrada, Siddiqui, and then Hume. And when he crossed it in, Ballard is the closest one to Foden, but he's behind him because he's sprinting back. Alderete's out with the referee at the edge of the penalty area. We were all just completely caught out. And at that point, I think we just went, right, off. We're playing for next week now. Let's just, and probably half the players had an eye on it because, like we said, Xhaka and Siddiqui, if you weren't going to play properly, if you weren't going to try and put your challenges in, then it would have probably been better for us to say against Liverpool, take a card, get rid of that now, and we won't play you anyway. We weren't going to, but let's just take it now so that you are, because let's say if he gets it against Newcastle, we've got winnable games against Brighton and Leeds coming up that they might be missing. And you're a bit like, actually, if we weren't going to play you against City because we knew it was, like we've said before, the free hit, or we weren't going to do this, you'd sort of go, we'll do it now. Like, we'll take this hit now. We weren't going to play you anyway, so let's clear your slate, and then we'll address it again after.
Do we maybe think we can afford to lose them after this game?
I think
because he's going to have
probably
to change his entire team up anyway, right?
They're not going to.
Are we going to lose Siddiqui anyway?
Siddiqui's off
anyway because of AFCON. So
this game,
he's got a challenge in him for this game to sort of to get a card in this game against Newcastle, because it means nothing to us because he wouldn't be playing the next game regardless. It's not like it's like,
does that count then?
Yeah, he misses a game, but it's just he wouldn't be here for it anyway.
When he comes back from AFCON, it counts to us.
No, it'll count now. They can't count it going, you're somewhere else playing, so we'll have to do it when you come back. Because they wouldn't know when he was separate. I don't know. No, because it doesn't count in his AFCON. I mean, so because AFCON have called him up, he's going to.
Also, he misses the games we're playing.
So, for example, if he's not against Newcastle, it means he should be suspended for the Brighton game, which he's not here for anyway.
Which he's not here for anyway. That sort of thing.
I didn't know that.
That's so Siddiqui's yellow should come this one, really. Otherwise, he's running that tightrope when he comes back for a game or two, because is it 19 he's got to get to?
Yes.
And that means him, not 19 games for the team, I think. I think that's how it works.
Yeah. No, it's 19 games for the team.
19 games for the team. Okay, so when he comes back, it might be cleared.
So Man City at home on New Year's Day is the 19th game of the season.
He might not even be here by then, and it'll have cleared. So,
I totally agree with what you're saying there, Conrad. I mean, like you say, it would have made far much more sense to be missing for the Man City game, to not play in the winnable games that we'll have to do well in, the Leeds and that sort of game where we have to get, well, not have to, but the other games you think you're going to get points out of.
The way the Liverpool game was going, I can see why they didn't go, let's sub them off or let's do this. But you would have thought just put a tackle in, just do something, like even a meaningless one where you've got them facing their own goal, just shove someone over a little bit and just go, tactical foul, yellow card, right?
I mean, to be fair, he could have been booked against Liverpool. There was 2 tackles that were a bit debatable that could have been yellow cards. So maybe he did try, but the referee was just being a dick.
No, maybe didn't help us out, but no, it was just annoying, and I don't want to take anything away from City because they were class. Like they proved like they proved like there's just levels to this league when you're at the pinnacle at the top of it, really, and they can just switch it on at a moment's notice. They've got high pressing, they've got threats from all angles. That Cherky is fucking brilliant. Like, and then his Rabona cross for Foden, and Foden's head is fantastic, by the way, for someone who's about 4 foot, right in the top corner.
He's on fire at the moment. So
to be fair though, Haaland did fucking nothing in the game.
Yeah, that would have been my only consolation, that fantasy football points would have been on the card if it was Haaland, and I got nothing.
Haaland has only ever had a blank, has never scored against one Premier League team in his career now, which is us. Yeah, but he's got a chance to do it again in 5 weeks' time or whenever it is. But he did have one cleared off the line by Getrada when he mugged off like 4 players and then passed it to him, and he cleared off the line.
Yeah, it was a good stop on the line, to be fair.
Yeah.
To be fair, what I would say is I think I'm very interested because I still stand by that. I think the tone would be completely different from the fan base if if Xhaka and Sadiq had gone in full-blooded and both picked up a yellow card? Because how would you be feeling going into Sunday's game without Xhaka and Sadiq? It's infinitely hard. I'm not saying we're going to. Well, Mike will probably say would win anyway, but the rest of us will probably good. The rest of us will probably end up going, look.
I would have, but we also lost 09, so then now we're.
You can't kiss Anthony Gordon or something. It's not in the game anyway. But my point is, I think Sunday. Look, I'm not saying we're definitely going to win with Xhaka and Sadiq in the team, but I rate our chances higher with them two playing than I do without them. And if we had without them, I think it would have, because who would you play in midfield then? Gertruder and Dan Neil, against
Enzo,
Tonali,
probably.
Bruno.
Enzo.
Well, apparently Joe Linton's apparently gone off injured for Newcastle, but even then you've still got Tonali and Bruno to deal with. So
someone threw up a montage of Xhaka at his different clubs when they've come up on their respective derby days, and the passion and the halftime grillings and stuff like that. He gets it. He gets derbies.
Yeah.
He put a TikTok out, didn't he, about how he's a bit like we're fighting for the city or something like that there, and I was like, that's the vibe I want.
That's the attitude to have on Sunday. That's the attitude to have on Sunday. But what I would also ask you to talk about and bring the end to talking about City. I'm very keen to see how the game on New Year's Day is going to pan out when we haven't got that tightrope of players wanting to avoid getting booked, because the next game after that is like Spurs. It's not Newcastle, is it? Now, obviously, of course, every game is massive, but let's not be naive. Sunderland, but for Sunderland, what's the big? Well, to most Sunderland fans, what's the most important game? Newcastle.
Yeah.
So,
if we lose against City again, I won't be bothered as long as we go for it. We're at home. I want to see.
We have to.
Yeah. I think it'll be more competitive at the Stadium of Light than it was on Saturday.
Can we just say? Yeah, go on, Wayne. Sorry.
I just thought we just didn't want to play. We just, like you say, we had the intensity we didn't have now. We had just a flat performance. I mean,
I think we thought we'd go there, like you say, and just sort of grind out and just nick and just sort of play our thing, and we'd be all right. And City were just like, we're not hanging about with you. We're not toying with you. We're actually just gonna go for it. I did want to say, because you touched on the red card though, Mike, because I've got a nice picture here of two challenges in that game. See if you can guess which one is a red card and which one is yellow. Which one VAR went, oh, that's ridiculous, and which one isn't. I'll give you a clue. The one of the blue player on the red and white player is the yellow card, and VAR had no problem with. The other one being about, 3 inches higher up, maybe?
Yeah.
Straight red.
I mean, medically, the one on the right could do more career-ending damage.
Foot's off the ground,
Yeah, because that'll come down with him pushing on it. So
I will say, to be fair though, I had no complaints with 09's being a red card.
Oh yeah, they're both
a challenge, but I do agree with you that I think it's a bit. It did seem a bit weird to me how that
wasn't even checked.
Wasn't well. No, but it was checked. I watched on the commentary. They said that they did check it, but they were happy with it being a yellow.
Yeah, I remember they said that. Because I remember it happened, and I sort of went, "Well, that's a red card." And then they showed the replay of it and went, "It's a red card. VAR's got to look at that." And they went, "No, it's checked. It's happy. We're fine with that."
If it was the other way around, would it have stayed a yellow? That's the way I'd look at it.
Well, it wasn't, because the ref gave a yellow to 09, and then they went.
Well, there you go. There, yeah, exactly. So, yeah, that's the only thing I had a gripe with, really, about the ref. I felt like, well, if that ends up being a red, then you then you get a goal not long after that. The game's totally different then, isn't it? But
well, that was a 1-0, maybe 2. I don't know if it was 1 or 2, because it was quite quick.
2-0 at that point.
But you're sitting there going, they had, who was it? Was it Vardiol? It was one of their defenders, and I know they've got a plethora of defenders they could have put on, and they're probably still going to be fantastic with 10. But you're sitting there going, well, that probably to us goes, actually, we can get back into this. And then we did that first 20 minutes, might have been a bit easier with a man less to deal with, and we could have, different game. But then I've got no problem with 09's being a red. I'm not complaining at all. It's just the inconsistency of they're both the exact same challenge. But one was blue, played for Man City, and one was red and white, he played for Sunderland. That's the only difference in the two challenges.
Yeah.
Well, there we go. Let's put City to bed then, and put it out the back of our... We have bad games. One last question on it. Somebody said worst game this season. Somebody else said no, Burnley was. Which one was worse for you?
It's not. It wasn't. I'm not going to say it's a terrible performance. It was just lacked intensity. When there's no disgrace getting beat at Man City, whether it's 2-3 or whatever. It's expected. When you get likes of Burnley and Fulham and you lay down and get rolled over, that's different. That's different.
Well, I was just about to mention that because I think Fulham was a worse performance for me by a mile than Man City. Because at least Man City, we had a couple of decent-ish moments in the game, and I still stand by that. I thought the first 30 minutes were actually really solid. But I think Burnley annoyed me a hell of a lot more than City did, because Burnley's a game we need to be getting results in.
Yeah,
I think for me, in context of it now, Burnley feels the most annoying and the most awful because of how well we've done throughout the rest of it.
And how they've done since.
And maybe it just came at the wrong moment for us and the right moment for them of their first home game back in the Premier League. And now we're riding that wave of confidence after West Ham thinking we'll be, and that's it. But there's a little bit of me that feels Man City is, because of it's like, you can all play better than this. And I don't think he's playing shit and you were having an off game. I think you were not trying as hard as you have in other games. That was the sort of Fulham one. I thought you were poor. Man United, we were tactically wrong, and then when we reset, we were right.
Yeah.
Burnley context, I'll give you if you want there, but this one just felt like Liverpool, you'd have flattened that play and you'd have played the ball forward and you'd have got it into him and you'd have had an effort, a goal or something, or you were trying it out this way, or you wouldn't have passed and it would have gone out for a throw in 30 metres away from your colleague. It just felt something wasn't right.
Yeah, even passing was off and everything.
Yeah.
I know it didn't happen, but when you play that type of performance at half energy, if you like, that's when you get injured, because you bottle out with tackles and you get hurt, and that's what could have happened on Sunday. No, it didn't, but that quite easily could have happened on Saturday.
Yeah. Hesitational injury more times than often than not.
Do you think it came down from the fact that we're disappointed because of the standards we've set? So in a weird way, it's a backhanded compliment to Sunderland, because we know that we're okay. Because look at the Liverpool. I know Liverpool context. Liverpool are obviously nowhere near as good as City this season. But not beat round the bush yet. Liverpool's still got a team of bloody good quality.
World-class players.
And at Anfield as well. Like, come on. So I think, if anything, that's a backhanded compliment, I think, towards Sunderland, because we know we can do better. And I think the players themselves know they could have done better. Mm-hmm. So the standards have been set that high, in other words.
Like I say, hopefully this amalgamates as a pre-match talk when we play City at home to say, let's get back at these for this.
It needs to be a revenge one, almost a better performance.
I'd be very keen to see how that game pans out on New Year's Day. I think at home, it might be. I'm not saying we'll get anything necessarily, but I'd like to hope that. I think it'll be a much closer game, hopefully, than what the game at the Etihad was. But if there's ever a time to respond from Man City, it's this Sunday, isn't it?
This is it. Right, let's put City to bed. Let's go to the comments. Thoughts on Adingra not selected and Diarra, either for their countries. Conrad, you thought Diarra would still go.
Been selected.
Hasn't been decided yet.
Senegal hasn't been announced yet, but Ivory Coast have. But I said this to someone at work the other day, that I almost think, are we sort of not saying Diarra's around, one, because we can sort of deal with it at the moment, as we've shown, but also in sort of hope that Senegal go, he's not even even getting on the bench. All right, we won't even bother. Then we may as well take, because we only got to get match fit, and then they can go, because Diarra can play 6, 8, and 10. So then you would go, okay, well, you slot in next to Xhaka, right? There's that's one place filled. Okay, Adingra, this is your chance. This is you're going to get a run of games here, and we need to see this from you. I really hope they don't pick Diarra, and they've been quite ruthless, a lot of the other teams, in who they have and haven't been picking. So there's a chance that they don't. He's not like a Wayne Rooney-esque person. I always use him as the example when it was like, oh, you can play in the quarterfinals. It's like, well, why are we taking him when we've got 6 games before the quarterfinals then that that somebody else could play in? But and we get to the quarterfinal, he'd start and we'd lose. It would just be, I think they shouldn't take Diarra, but they possibly will. That's still the way. Adingra, I'm happy with that they haven't taken, and I sort of feel like going, this is your chance now. Let's give you a proper
I was going to say, to add to that, if he's not going to play now, then he probably hasn't got a career at Sunderland, even though he's only been here 6 months, which is quite weird to say. What I was going to say, do you guys think though that Diarra will go? Because I still think Senegal will take him.
I think they take him.
The way they'll think about it is they'll go, well, we're expected to do well anyway, And then it means if we can just get him a bit of fitness here and there, later on in the tournament, in the latter stages, he can make an impact when he's more match fit. That's how I suspect Senegal will look at it. But I'm hoping, Conrad, like what Conrad said, I'm hoping that they don't take him and that we can have another option here while the tournament's in place.
There's no guarantee Talby goes, by the way, as well.
He was on the bench when the last 2 games for them on Diarra. I mean, my worry is with him because of the injury he's had, because there's a load of games in a short space of time. If they didn't manage him properly, there's a chance that could reoccur. So it's a dodgy one.
I think we're doing the right thing of sort of I don't know if this is on purpose or if it's just the way it's fallen, but the fact that we're not even sort of going, he's back and he's training, and we're just not speaking about him, just in hope that I think that, I really wouldn't be surprised if he's not on the bench in this game. Senegal announced the squad and he's on the bench against Brighton. That sort of he's there, sort of thing. And he's been training a bit, but we've been making sure we keep him out of our things just to sort of keep it quiet, sort of thing. And then we've got an extra player. He'll want to go, though. He'll be, he will want to go. So that's probably the reason I think that's not happening, because of course he will want to go, and because Senegal are one of the teams likely to win it, a bit like Ivory Coast. Odinga will probably be gutted that he's not gone.
But that might work in our favour. I think it might give him the chance to get some game time, and then get himself embedded into the squad a little bit, and it might work in our favour. He'll have a point to prove now, wouldn't he?
Yeah, no point.
At least we've got another option when we've got so many missing players. That's the key factor here, right? Mm-hmm. Whether he's quite done it at Sunderland yet or not, he still had moments that look really good and stuff like that.
That first 2 minutes at Old Trafford.
Is he better than potentially somebody who would be playing if he did go? Yes.
And by the way, I think it's Brighton away coming up as well. For him, he might want to have a point to prove there.
Tackles Tommy Watson.
John McKinney says Regis will want Xhaka and Siddiqui to see out until the 19th game, just like Hume did last season.
Yeah, Hume was on a good few cards.
This is an interesting one from John Parr. Regis will go into this game like any other game. He won't see it as a derby.
I don't think so.
I see what he means in terms of Regis will not be going in there going, this is the be all and end all. This is the only thing that matters. He'll be very pragmatic and very calculated, like he always is. I think it'll be a bit more like, do you remember the Chelsea game where Regis said he had his team talk sort of set up about, this is how we frustrate them, this is how we get our chances, this is how we do this. So not talk about a win or a draw, just this is how you play. And then Xhaka's team talk was, we're going to go out there and we're going to fucking beat them. And this is how we're going to do it. So I could see Regis talking about how you play, how you do the game, how you do this, and then Xhaka managing the mentality and the expectation of the crowd and keeping on top of the players for that bit, so that it's like you've got the tactics and then you've got the leader who's going to sort of implement that sort of strategy. That's how I see it sort of going.
I see what you
could. I might shite.
Yeah, Newcastle's winning, I think. Well, see, what I hope for is, I'm not bothered what the Newcastle result is in this game, but what I'm hoping that this game's done is it's taken a lot out of the players. And I think and I know some people don't like the fatigue hold excuse, if you want to call it that, and I'm quite glad that this could come back to bite us, but I'm quite glad they're playing away as opposed to at St. James's Park. So, and when you see the team Eddie Howe went with, he picked a pretty strong lineup, actually. So we'll wait and see. He couldn't
not really.
Also, I mean, they had to get a result here, didn't they? Because Leverkusen were only like a couple of points behind them. They will surely want to get to
this still only puts them, looking on here, in 12th, so they're not even in the top 8 still. So which is the automatic qualification.
There's another couple of group stage games.
Exactly, but they have to win to sort of keep going at it.
Yeah,
so
exactly. So that's what I'm hoping. But yeah.
They can't take the foot off the gas, and against us, it's not like he's going to turn up and play as second stringers. The fans will not allow him to do that. Managers have gone off the back of doing that. Look at Hullett and Reed when he did it as well towards the end of his time with us.
So I think the comment about I can't remember who it was that put it. Was it from John? I think it was. I'm sure Mike's probably get that up. Also, John Parr. No, I think I agree with him actually. I think to some extent he'll understand how big the game is for supporters and how the magnitude of the game. Conrad's clearly agrees, I think. But yeah, what I was going to say, I think he'll set it up primarily like another game, but I think Xhaka will probably do the whole emotional side of things, I guess, but controlled emotion, not to the point where we're going to hopefully not get, well, touch wood, not get any of our players sent off.
Touching your wood again. You keep touching that wood, you.
He's touching his wood all the time.
I'll tell you what, you want to make sexual innuendos out of that way, then that'll be up to you what you do with your imagination, sunshine. But,
I think all of the players that haven't experienced it before, in the first 5 minutes of the full crowd there, are going to realise how much this game means to Sunderland.
Yeah, and to be fair, it's the same both ways. Newcastle players will recognise what game it means from their side of things. The likes of Lewis Miley there, the likes of Dan Burn there. They'll be key to stress it for them. But for us equally, even if they're not playing, the likes of Chris Rigg, Dan Neil, Anthony Patterson, those are the type of players that will make them recognise.
Is looking terrible against City another Reggie Lebrun masterstroke of obfuscation tactics?
Do you mean to make Newcastle think that we're shite and then just bring a surprise on them? Well, I mean, fine, no more D-chess from Regis, but no, to be fair, I think Regis will approach it like another game, and I do get that. I think it won't be lost on him what the game means, but I don't think his approach overall changes too much. I think if anything, he might be watching tonight to try and figure out a system to combat what they're going to throw at us.
I think the difference with it being, I think Reggie's will treat it like any other big game. So the Coventry game is the prime example at the Stadium of Light, where he knew the fans were going to make a difference and be sort of, it's hard to sort of play it down when the fans are making it this big thing. So I think he's going to allow that, but sort of like,
especially being at home as well.
Yeah, within that controlled sort of like, this is the game that we're playing, this is the team we're playing, and this is how we do this. The noise, the mentality, the crowd, everything like that, that's Xhaka and the leaders in the team that have to deal with that side of it. So that's what I think, because apparently there's going to be another walk or entrance for them, a bit like when we did it at Coventry as well on Sunday.
Yeah, we're not on the Newcastle game. We've kind of like jumped ahead there. We need to do your guys' questions and things first, and then we'll go into
just before we do
into the Weir Sharia derby.
I submitted my TIFO for the game, but I haven't had any approval yet. But this is what I went with. Like,
somebody mentioned that there's a potential follow the Mackems TIFO for Sunday. Love to see what it's going to be. Right, what have you got for us this week, gentlemen?
Well, I've only got very briefly because I struggled to get something for this week. So mine will be very, very brief. Since 2010, there's been 5 red cards. Who are they?
What, in this fixture, you mean?
In the derby?
In Newcastle, there's been 5 red cards since 2010.
I'm going to play the odds and say Catabol.
No, I don't think he did.
1.
Phil Bardsley?
1, yeah.
When did he get sent off?
Phil Bardsley got second yellow in the 1-0 over the wall game, I think.
2012, he got sent off in the 90th minute.
Oh, right. Oh, it was after the game. After the match, yeah. Sessegnon got sent off in that same match, didn't he? But during the game.
Catamol Sessegnon. Is Bardsley one of them?
No.
No, Bardsley didn't get sent off.
Oh,
Colaccini.
Colaccini.
Yeah.
2 more to get.
Who got someone got sent off when we drew 1-1 at their place and Bentner scored.
That was it. It was Catamol Sessegnon.
Oh yeah, what? Maybe it was.
Hang on, did Tiote get sent off in the
Check Tiote as a 1, yeah.
That's probably the one.
What was the years? Sorry, Wayne.
So you've got Lee Catamol and Sessegnon was 2012. That was a 1-1.
No, what was the range? Sorry, you said the range at the start.
2010. From 2010.
Joey Barton?
No.
Bramble.
Titus Bramble.
Yeah, the 5-1.
That was it. That was all I could muster because that was pointless doing Who Am I because it was too easy. You would have gotten them. So,
by the way, Wayne, just to point out, Phil Bardsley did get sent off in the 2011 game when Ryan Taylor won it for them at our place.
Did he?
Yeah. I remember thinking he got
there were six red cards.
Was he talking
2010?
Was it straight red cards you're on about, not 2 yellows? That was what it was, right?
Yeah, but it's still a red though. Yeah. Well, if he's talking about straight reds, but hang on, just so Wayne can see that I am not making this up. There you go. can check for yourself. But yeah, hopefully a different scoreline than that, of course. But no, I mean, yeah. Well, let me tell you, while Wayne's looking at that, I've got my question, if that's all right.
Yeah.
Go for it.
Do you guys think people underestimate? How we phrase that? Is this one of the biggest derbies in England? Because
Yes.
I'm adamant it is.
It's one of the oldest. It's a derby that expands past football.
Civil War.
It stems from the English Civil War and the Roundheads and the Cavaliers, and two different cities that are on two different sides. And it's a rivalry that stems from the English Civil War, then is developed into football.
Yeah.
I don't think many other rivalries can say anything like that. Possibly Leeds and United with the War of the Roses. That's the only one that I would say could.
There's
be
only
close.
one rivalry I can think of that's like that rivals Newcastle Sunderland passion, but it's based on religion. Celtic Rangers.
Yeah,
That's
of course.
Obviously, that's in Scotland, but you know what I mean. Like, I think that's an intense one. But like in terms of many in England, you're going to be hard pressed to find many. Obviously, there will be big derbies in England, but I think this is genuinely one of the biggest ones. I think that's probably the only thing that I think Sunderland Newcastle fans would agree on. That, well, unless you're the Newcastle fans that claim this isn't their biggest game anymore. But I think that but realistic ones, yes, I think a lot of us would agree this is an absolutely proper derby. Like, good, there you go, Sky Sports TV hyping it right up. There we go.
Didn't Jack today said it was going to be out of all the ones he's played, and this is going to be the biggest derby of his career? I'm sure he said something along them lines today.
I think he said this was. He said something like this is the game he's looking forward to the most, but whether it's the biggest of his career, I don't know. I don't know whether he sees it as bigger than Arsenal Spurs, but we'll see.
I think he might do. But the thing is, though, like when you actually think about other ones, so in any team in London has about 5 derbies, and they have their proper one, and then they have like a next one, and then a next one, and then they'll play someone from the far side of London that they'll go, oh, a derby game, and it's like QPR versus Arsenal is not a derby just because they're in London together. It's just stupid. You would argue in Manchester is City and United. Well, no, because Man United's biggest rival is Liverpool. But then you're sitting there going, but Liverpool is Manchester United, not City, or should it be Everton because they're so close? Like there's
Man United's got City and United as technically the derby. Then Liverpool is the main rivalry, and then Leeds is the other one.
Yeah, and there's so many like that where it's a bit like you could ask any Liverpool fan, who's your biggest game? Some will say Everton, some will say United. You could ask Man United, who's your biggest game? Some will say City, some will say Liverpool. You know, even in Birmingham, you've got Birmingham Villa, but you've also got West Brom. And then you've got Wolves around there as well. This is
it's not like us saying, is Middlesbrough a derby? Is it not a derby?
No, it's not.
Not a derby. I think the only one to rival is probably Rangers Celtics, the only one that would probably rival it for intensity.
Yeah, exactly. So for me, it is, and I am coming from a place of incredible bias on this here. It is the biggest derby in the Premier League this season anyway, in terms of, and it is aided. This derby is aided by the fact that both teams are fairly decent, really. Like, especially us this season as the sort of surprise package in Newcastle, just because they financially injected themselves over the last 3 or 4 years. But they're not a bad, like when it used to be, when you mentioned the Ryan Taylor over the wall, or the 6 in a row, we were still about 13th or 14th at those times, and they were in there around those.
Who was least shit then, wasn't it?
It was who's least shit out of all of those ones here. There was still a fierce rivalries, whereas now it's like, well, actually, who's the better one? Who's actually better at this? Who's the bigger team? Who's this? And for them, they probably go into this. And again, I know we're not going to talk about them yet, but they've got a lot more to lose going into this game. I think, in terms of all those years we've been missing in action, and they've had money at them, they've had trophy wins, they've had Champions League, or something like that, and then we rock back up, and if we still beat them, like I know and if they go, well, we beat you in the FA Cup, it's like, you beat us under Mike Beale. And we had a Ukrainian playing for us who didn't know how to score. We had Ekwa,
best player
give you
was
a goal.
Bar.
Yeah, we had Ekwa who gave you a goal, and we had Ballard who gave you 2 goals. And Ballard is not the same player he was 3 years ago that he is now. And we've got that man. Oh, by the way, just because I wanted to upload them anyway, Yeah.
Yay.
And way there it is as well. But I also uploaded this one just because Wayne, it's 9:45 and Talby thinks it's bedtime for you as well. So that's the only reason I went with that one.
That's my new celebration. That.
Yeah.
I think we've answered as a resounding yes to your question there, Michael Bowers. Are you satisfied with that answer?
Yeah, very much so. Like I said, I can't. Anyone who underestimates this derby underestimated it. He won't pal. Like when we got promoted, I had messages from like an Oxford fan or a Sheffield Wednesday fan or even a Coventry fan. I think it was quite a number of different fans of different clubs going, I can't wait for the Sunderland Newcastle game, and I'm like, I'm glad you can't wait for it because I'm bricking it.
The amount of other clubs' fans not related to either Sunderland or Newcastle that are going, I can't wait to watch this game between you two has been like the biggest thing of it all, that they're all like waiting for this match. And that is aided again, like I said before, by the fact that we've done so well. Do you remember the Ryan Taylor over the wall one, which I know we come back to all the time? It was the second game of the season. Like, it's hard to get an atmosphere or a feel for both teams 2 games in. And if you remember, it was that, like, I think it was a 12:30 kickoff on a Saturday. And I remember just thinking, this is such a flat game. There was just nothing about it. It was a shit game. And then it was 1 free kick and that was it. It was all done. Whereas now you're sitting there going, we've had 15 games of seeing us play really well. And we know what
of the season,
do. Yeah. And they've stuttered starting, have been getting better as of lately, and now you're sort of sitting there going, right, they're both ready for this and this proper war of a game that's going to be.
Yeah, war is exactly the right sort of description. But what I think as well is, if you're looking at where Newcastle aspire to be, but I think also where Sunderland should be in the pyramid, it should be a game of 2 sides battling for Europe, in my opinion. If you want if Newcastle have to be there, then I think it's the club size that we are. I think we should be looking in there. And I know there'll be a lot of mags that'll go, oh, Sunderland have never been in Europe more than 4 games, la la. But like, you know, if that's the case, then by that logic, they should never have won the Carabao Cup because they never won it in their history. It's just a retarded argument, in my opinion.
Wasn't there a
we drew 1-1.
Yeah, we drew.
But it would be unbeaten in 10 if we unbeaten in 10 in the league.
By the way, I don't know if anybody cares, but Leverkusen's equalised.
Yay.
Can we just mention we still hold the record for the biggest defeat over them at 9-1 as well? It has to be mentioned.
Sorry, come on. Hate watch update. Hate watch update. I love the start of that.
We defend like we can. Keep the girly winger.
Keep Claire Balding. It's quiet.
Mind you, I'm right in thinking that now, cue him having a game of his life now, I've said this. But did Ramsdale come out with something that said something like that? You can't concentrate more than, say, 15 minutes at a time.
He looks at pigeons.
That's not me saying it as like a piss take. He genuinely did say
said that, right?
It's not L12 Bong. The 1-1, Mitrovic scored an equaliser and Defoe scored, and we were in our green kit at the St. James's Park 1-1.
Yeah,
it was
like, kept us up and
so that was a draw in the league. So it sent them down, but unbeaten in 10 we'll go for.
Yeah, not quite 7 in a row.
Didn't we finish 17th and they finished 18th that season?
We sent them down with Everton.
That's right.
But you are generally like I think this shouldn't be a doubt. But that says quite a lot at the time for me though. Like, don't get me wrong, sending them down was great, but we still finished 17th, and I was like, that Allardyce has done well to set us up the way he has done, but we shouldn't still be just settling for 17th. We should be looking for. And I said it at the time, that was our 9th season in a row in the Premier League last time. So for me, if we're going to have 2 teams here, it should be 2 good teams going at each other as opposed to 2 shit ones.
Well, that's what hurt the most about the Allardyce thing was they went and you sort of felt like, right, he's building something here. We're going to get better under Allardyce. And then obviously England went,
took the England job. And
and Joe made it worse as well. Joe made it worse. They kept Benitez when they went down, and we lost Allardyce when we stayed up, and that was so infuriating. Like,
why does everything still goes back to Newcastle? We're still not on that yet. We're not up to that bit yet.
We're playing this weekend, mate.
Yeah,
it's almost like it's in the back of our minds. Is it Fulham? Or...
No, it's Middlesbrough. It's the Smoggies.
Conrad, have you got something for us this week?
Yeah, so I said on our Derby special, I'm not doing a blind ranking this week. What I want to do is I want to pick a combined 11. So obviously goalkeeper all the way through to the strikers, or striker if you're playing singular, of who is like building your ultimate Sunderland team to take on Newcastle, really. Whether that be goals, saves, moments they've had in games, even if it's just tackles and stuff like that there. So I'm going to start with what formation do you want first? Just to
Well, let's go Mike Bassett. Let's Mike Bassett it to keep it simple, right? 4-4, fucking 2.
So normally you start with a goalkeeper, but considering you've got 2 strikers, I'm going to start you with what 2 strikers are you picking then?
It's
So is this our ultimate all-time Sunderland?
If you were playing Newcastle and you could have any combined Sunderland player from any era in their prime to face Newcastle, who would you?
It's got to be Phillips and
Okay.
Defoe.
I'm going to assume at least one of Phillips and Quinn's in this.
Well, this is
I don't think I'd miss Quinn. I'd have Phillips and probably Defoe, like Wayne says.
I was going to say Defoe would be in there.
Well, Defoe got 3 and 4 against them, but don't forget Quinn had a great record of scoring against them as well.
Only from Phillips' assists.
Mickey Gray.
Does this mean that Phillips should be the one missing out then? We have Quinn and Defoe then?
You should have played 3 strikers is what I'm saying. No.
We could go back years and have Marco Gabbiadini, Eric Gates. We could have any of them.
Oh, Gabbiadini, yeah.
Stephen Fletcher, Barini as well. Barini had a good record against him.
Yeah, true.
I'd still go Defoe and Phillips.
Defoe and Phillips,
Yeah,
okay, right. Yeah.
I'm up for that.
I don't have to worry about how they're going to play like 2 small men playing up top. Do you know what I mean? It's just on their prime. Who would you have there? So now I'm going to go back to the goalkeeper then. So just because I wanted to get the strikers out of the way first. So
Tommy Sorensen for me.
Sorensen
saved a penalty.
Mignolet saved a penalty at their place.
Mignolet did well.
See, although he didn't play against them, Jordan Pickford's up there for me.
But he didn't play against them. I think
you didn't. Yeah, well, I was going to say, you said all-time Sunderland. You didn't mention they had to play specifically against them.
Who's played in the derby games then? If you were building that team, but yeah.
Well, fine then. Well, yeah, obviously for me, I'm going to go Mignolet, but but you could say Sorensen if you wanted to.
I like Sorensen. Would Munone get in with a shout? He had quite a few good games against them in that run of.
Well, Pantilimon played a couple of games as well against them in that, but he was the one where we won 1-0 at Christmas.
Kept a couple of clean sheets, didn't he?
Yeah, he made
a fourth goal, didn't he? Didn't he kick the ball out to Fletcher?
Yeah.
I don't know. Just because Sorensen saved a pen at their place, but I'm
happy with Sorensen.
I'm happy to go for him just for that.
Yeah. I'm happy with Sorensen. I like Sorensen.
I suppose because as well, Mignolet's penalty save didn't get us the win because we conceded later anyway.
They conceded from a set piece 2 or 3 minutes afterwards when we were going for it. So that was under Martin O'Neill actually to oil his end.
I need to look at the chat every time we do one. I'm getting behind. They're making suggestions as well.
Right back.
Right back.
I've had several in that time. The standouts probably being Macon, Bardsley.
Bardsley, probably.
Bardsley. Yeah, I like Bardsley because he might lose out on a few challenges, but he wouldn't lose a fight.
Or Macon did play a couple.
Macon did play in a couple, yeah. Bardsley got a few assists. I think he won the penalty as well when we won 3-0 in the yellow kit at their place.
What about Patrice Carter, who scored?
Exactly. Burnt Haas.
Who's responsible for this?
Beardsley.
Johnny K.
Well, hang on, this is even better.
Mickey.
No G. Chimbon played when we went into one at our place.
I'm happy with Bardsley.
Bardsley.
Yeah.
Cool. That's all right. Okay, I'll go left back then.
I've got to go Mickey Gray just for the crossy praying for Quinn's header.
Yeah, I'm Gray and Arcas all day long. Yeah.
I voted anyway, so go with it.
I think
there's not many great left backs because you've had like Danny Collins, you've had Julio Arca would have played. Who else would have played? Danny Rose, Marcus Alonso.
Marcus Alonso would have been my shout. Like,
did Van Arnold play?
Van Arnold,
yes,
yeah. So, but you go.
I mean, technically, you're forgetting the almighty who could play at left back, the almighty Billy Jones who scored.
Yes.
Yeah. Granted, it was like a tap in from 2 yards.
Rob Envilla have a great goal that day.
I absolutely can't.
What side was Yedlin on?
Right back.
Right back.
Then he went to play for them, so he
went to play for them.
Yeah. Okay, so then I'm going to do centre backs as a pairing. So I want you to submit 2.
Well, they have to be a pairing, as in they've played together.
No. You just.
You mean they just have to play against Newcastle?
Yeah. Like these are the two that you would pick, and then obviously
Well,
if
the good
you
thing
all
is if you
say
wanna pick-
like Stan Varga, then I'll go, well, Varga's one because you've all got him.
Well, I was going to say, well, you can pick Dan Ballard here because he did play against them in the
Did
cup.
Did I?
Actually didn't do too badly that game. Weirdly,
just an own goal and a penalty.
But that's not. But in general, across the game,
He was brilliant actually. Yeah.
Which is weird.
I'm gonna pitch Emerson Thom.
Tome.
Emerson Tom. I always said Tom.
I'd probably pick either O'Shea or Wes Brown.
Ooh, Wes Brown, too inconsistent.
When he was fit.
Yeah, that's precisely.
Right.
This is going to be your best 11. They've got to be able to get out the hospital.
Am I right in saying this? I'm certain John O'Shea's career stats. John O'Shea never lost against Newcastle. I might be making that up.
He was part of the 6 in a row, wasn't he? He was part of that.
Yeah.
Oh,
6 in a
Kabul,
row,
yeah,
wasn't
that pass across the flex.
Kabul for the cross.
Surely Kabul has to be in there for
Do
the
you know
shout.
another shout, right? Because we forget because of how shit he turned out to be. But Corney at St James's.
I loved Corney. I thought he was brilliant.
He played one game against them, so he came in January.
I loved the Allardyce Corney. The Corney after that can get fucked.
He only played once against Newcastle with the 1-1 at their place. He was a January signing.
To him and Kabul together were outstanding.
I've just
we've got to pick
some names. Carlos Quella, he played in the derby games.
No thanks. No thanks. I didn't rate Quella at all.
Yeah, Quartes would have played in a few.
He had a bad.
I never liked him really either.
Oh, are we going to go for Kabul and O'Shea?
Turner, Ferdinand, Mensah,
Gary Bennett,
Bramble, Bennett,
Steve
Bowles,
John McPhail.
I think if John O'Shea's never lost Newcastle, he's got to be in there.
Johnny Evans
and Kabul for his cross for Fletcher. So
O'Shea. Kabul then.
Djilabodji didn't play Newcastle actually because they'd been relegated that year. Yeah,
Benno.
So what you saying, O'Shea and Kabul?
Unless Mike's got any objections.
Yeah, go on. That's fine. I'll go with it.
Okay. And Kabul. That's fair.
Cat's objecting. He wants Gary Bennett.
No Jody Craddock. No, I'm joking. Right. Okay. So with your 4-4-2, are you playing like one of your midfielders a bit more defensive, or are you just doing two centre mids, old fashioned?
We're flexible. Don't be this specific. We're just in the middle of the park.
Right.
Can I just say
right midfield. Then.
I was going to say quickly on the defensive midfielder though. When you said they have to have played Newcastle, do they have to play against Newcastle for Sunderland? Because in this case, you could put Granit Xhaka in there because he's played against Newcastle.
Yes. There's the same with Pickford. Yes.
Okay, all right then.
He has to have experienced the derby.
Cats for crippling Colback and the iconic picture of standing on top of him.
Yeah, that's got to be there.
Ball.
Okay, right. Ball's a good shout.
Kevin Ball's a good shout. Yeah, hit his arm.
Catmull and Ball. Will any of them see out the game?
Catmull and Ball. They'd be dead. We'd kill the other team. Bardsley's just there for backup.
Another one could be in there.
In today's modern age of football, Catmull and Ball be sent off in the first 5 minutes. Probably. Do you know who I think would be a good shout? Sessegnon.
Yeah. He would be. Could he be Tetty on the left?
Potentially.
A lot of good players on the left.
Ball, Catamol, Seb Larson.
What I was going to say, hang on. So Sessegnon on the right, Kieran Richardson on the left.
What about Super Adam Johnson?
I was going to say, are we allowed to mention Adam Johnson?
I'm not mentioning him.
What about Steve Malbronk? What about Bolo Zende?
Steve.
Centre mid. Are we going to go for the obvious? Cats and Kevin Ball. Alex Reed.
Cats and Ball because it's a derby. You need that grit. That's what you need to win a derby.
Cats and Bally.
Okay. And then we'll go back to
Cannon and Ball.
Cannon and Ball. So right midfield. This is your Larson, your Summerby, your Malbronk, that sort of thing. And technically, Adam Johnson did play as a right midfielder for us because he would cut back onto his left foot. That was
yes, but I don't feel comfortable mentioning Johnson.
I don't. But when you, in terms of football and the goals he got against them,
the screamer.
Yeah. I do love that though. It's like, well, Johnson was convicted of being a you know what, but in terms of football, he was Oh, why did he have to be such a wrong'un? Bloody hell. Okay. Well, I would just shoehorn Sessegnon on the right, mate, but that's just me. If you two disagree, then go for it. Oh yeah, Barini, of course. There's another shout. I know that Barini doesn't play on the right.
Barini could have played on the left. Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
Steve Balbranck, yeah.
We've missed one of the centre midfielders out there who was absolutely class for one game.
And die. Oh.
Yeah.
I thought you were going to say Mvia.
I thought you were going to say Alfred and Die.
Alfred and Die, he's the one.
Mvia did well.
You're on about centre forwards. Miss Cece out now.
Yeah, Cisse, Jones, Ben.
Oh, the bench is going to be amazing. The bench is going to be superb.
I would have gone Sessegnon for right side, aye.
Yeah, I'd go with that.
I would personally, yeah.
He had a fiery temper on him, so good for a derby. Obviously, a red card and a goal in the game.
The L12 one there for left back. Kieran, could he technically be on the left hand side, or was he more left?
That's what I suggested.
He could play left back.
Just put him in there for free.
Left midfield, Kieran Richardson, just because of free kick.
Yeah, we've got so many good people in them positions. That's the difficult one.
For me, it's either Kieran Richardson or Fabio Barini.
Barini as well, aye.
Loved a goal in the derby. James McLean as well was good for us in the derby until it all went a bit funny.
I went pear-shaped, aye.
Arca.
Zinedine Kilban.
No.
Don't we have Gray? We have Gray already on the pitch, don't we?
Yeah.
So we're going to have Arca.
Alan Johnston, or was he not?
No, I think we were in the Championship or Division 1 at that time. Will you shut up, Cat?
I don't know. It's.
What about Jack Clark?
I would probably say
he was so ineffective against Trippier
because he got more goals. I would probably say Barini.
I mean, it's a toss of a coin for me, but I might edge Barini. But if you put Richardson in there, I wouldn't complain.
Just because of the penalty there, place of celebration, stand on the horns in front of the fans.
So if we got Cess on the right and
Barini on the left,
we've got a hell of a. We got practically 4 strikers on the pitch here.
Pretty much. Or at least 3.
That's it, isn't it?
That's it. Well, you've got to pick a manager.
Ooh.
Rude Hullet.
Married man with 77 kids.
Yeah.
Oh, Lord.
Right,
well, actually, I think there's only one man you can have as the manager, and he has an unbeaten record against them as a manager, and that's not just one game, which is Gus Poyet. He beat them 3 times in a row as a Sunderland manager.
Do you know the only other one I would have said that would have maybe done it, and it's just purely because he used to manage them and he doesn't like them. Sam Allardyce, aye. But your shout of Poyet's a good one.
Yeah.
Well, Poyet had a good record against them. It was just 3 wins and 3 critical wins in our seasons, really, for him, and he won all 3. And we never felt like we didn't play that well. He got results. Wasn't it
1-2, 1-3-0, and 1-0? Wasn't it?
No, it was yes. You're right. Sorry, yeah. And then 1-0 again.
We're going
Gus Poyet.
No Peter Reid, no.
Lost too many games.
Aye, not in Derby.
Yeah. So this is
as aggressive as the players. So at the sideline,
assistant manager.
Peter Reid, assistant manager at Gus Poyet.
Yeah, Di Canio is the physio running on knee sliding into all the challenges of that. So your team is Poyet is leading them out in a 4-4-2 with Tommy Sorensen, Phil Bardsley, John O'Shea, Eunice Kabul, Michael Gray, Stefan Sessegnon, I'm having to remember the first names here, Lee Cattermole, Kevin Ball, Fabio Barini, Jermaine Defoe, and Kevin Phillips.
For me, O'Shea's our weak point in that team.
But he didn't lose.
It's too inconsistent, though, as generally as a player.
But he never lost to them. Other games, yeah, that's fair.
Anyway.
Well, okay. Mikey could have put Dan Ballard in there, though.
Gary Bennett's in there.
After this Sunday, then it'll probably be most of this team.
Most of this team, exactly. Yeah. Most of this team.
Yeah.
The only thing is, though, saying Hume and Ballard will be like, well, they've had one good game against them. They also had one that wasn't. We lost. So they've got a 50-50 record, but
you're as good as the rest of the team around you.
Exactly.
Dan Neil was leading the charge, so there we.
Exactly. So yeah, that's your ultimate team to beat the Mags.
There we go. Excellent. So let's talk about them. and let's talk about the team we're going to have. And
Just be clear, before we continue, just be clear. Wayne, you okay to talk about it because it is past 10 o'clock?
It's a special occasion, so I'll stay up.
Couldn't have been more perfectly timed, Conrad.
Wait till he's staying up. Yeah.
Love it.
This is going to be completely lost for you people on Spotify, but yeah, it was just it's just player images. You'll have to go and catch up on YouTube as well to see them. Yeah, so how do we set up against this? We surely cannot go super defensive in a game like this, or will Labrie stick with what he knows? That's the question.
I think we'll probably set up the same way as we did against Arsenal. I think we'll probably have, or the way I would probably go is obviously Roos, Nordy, Ballard, Alderete, Reinildo. I'd probably have Hume, Xhaka, Sadiki, Talby with Lafayette and Broby. And I think Hume will push into midfield when we've got the ball. Without the ball, it'll switch to a 5. I'd play a Broby just because of his strength. And Isidore, as much as he's done well, he's not scored for quite a while. For me, he's missed 2 big chances in the last couple of games. The Man City, he didn't even lift his head to try and lift it out with Donnarumma, which I thought was poor. And I think if we're getting chances in this game, Broby has probably got more chance of finishing them. So that's how I think we'll probably set up the similar type of formation to Arsenal and say a 4 with the ball and a 5 without. Just to nullify, I think also Hume in that right hand side will help nullify Anthony Gordon because he can track back and double up with Nordy on that right hand side.
Yeah, I think L12 Bong saying the same there. 4-3-3 reverting to a 4-5-1. Owens Hera 3-8 or 3 said 5 at the back home against them is suicide. Mr. Bowers, how would you set this team up?
I'd go 4-3-3 personally. I've stood by what I said. I think 5 at the back. A lot of people just look at it as a negative formation, but again, as I kept saying, it's not a negative formation if you don't let it become a negative formation. It doesn't have to be a flat 5 at the back. It can be a 3 centre backs, and if you've got the players who can be wing backs, can provide the width, then you've got quite a lot of options going forward actually. But for this game, I think you need the 3-man midfield. I think Newcastle's strong point, especially, is their midfield. Look, even if Joe Linton's off injured, right? Say if Lewis Miley or Joe Willock or whoever comes in, you've still got Bruno and Tonali.
Be Jacob Ramsey.
Yeah, exactly. So, as much as we all despise the bastards, let's beat around the bush. They've got a bloody good midfield. They've got a really good midfield. So, I think to combat that, I would say, if you're asking, do you want me to give a lineup, or do you want me to just say the system?
By all means, if you'd have changed things from City and Liverpool and stuff, then
right. I would say, obviously, Roof's in goal. Do you put Hume in there? That's the thing.
Yes, it's a derby. You need them tackles.
Mukiele or Hume. I think I'm set on Reinildo, Ballard, and Alderete. It's just Mukiele versus Hume that you put. Whether you saying that, if you put him against Anthony Gordon's good though, isn't he?
Anthony Gordon did have his life 2 years ago.
He did, but I'd like to think Hume's a much better. Yeah. All right, for balance then. Right.
It's no disgrace, but I thought Nordy at right back, and I was against Doku, but I thought Nordy struggled at the weekend against Doku, who was tricky and pacey, and I think Gordon's a similar type of player, maybe not as strong. That's why I think we just need to have...
He did struggle against Semenyo as well. He had a few moments where Semenyo had him, but I think you'd play both. You and Hume sits in the midfield, but then, like we've said, when it comes to defending on that side, you've got 2 options.
Hume would drop in and Nordy would step over, sort of thing. Yeah.
You could do the thing where Nordy is right back, but then Hume is in midfield with Xhaka and Sadiki. But okay, I would still probably go Nordy with Gillett right back for the moment. But if you put Hume in there, I wouldn't say I don't think that's an egregious.
I just don't want to drop Nordy. I think he brings so much to the game that Hume doesn't, and I don't mean that in a negative way to Hume.
There's that as well.
That's what he does. But I just think Nordy's strengths are better than Hume's strengths, if you get me. But Hume still brings something different to the game, but not nearly a patch of what Nordy can bring to it.
Nordy's the long throw as well. Nordy was that could be crucial.
Well, and just the organisation, the intensity of Nordy as well, and the dirty play, actually pushing strikers in the back just to get ahead, throwing himself into tackles. The only time I saw him give up on it was at Fulham, where he did a pass and then someone nicked it off and he didn't bother running back, and that Kevin nearly scored from. I remember thinking, you don't be doing that. You don't.
No, pretty much not. But yeah, I'll go Mukiele right back, and then I'd say I am quite glad we've got Xhaka and Siddiqui for this game. Actually, Xhaka, Siddiqui, the only one I've debated is Gertruda in the midfield with them.
Maybe, but
if you're asking me what I would do, put them in there though, because I want to see Lefay on the. Oh, it's great. I'll say Lefay. I'll drop Gertruda for the minute. I would say Lefay in the 10 with Xhaka and Siddiqui behind him, and I would say Talby on the left, Traore on the right, and Brobby up front. That's personally what. And I think I like Isidore a lot, and I wouldn't complain if he started Isidore. But I just think that with the likes of Dan Burn and obviously Tau, of course, it's obviously going to be a good partnership. And Dan Burn's a better centre back for them than left back by a mile. But I think Broby could really give him the runaround. And I think as well, this is what I was going to say. That's also a perfect example of how, if you remember back to the Bournemouth game, you remember when Enzo was linking up with Traore quite well, particularly. And I think that partnership will go quite some way. Now, selfishly, I hope Eddie Howe puts Dan Burn at left back, because if you do that, I think Traore should have his life repeatedly, but I don't think he will. I think he'll play Hall, and Hall's no slouch by any means. So I was to give Conrad his say, I would say it would be Roofs, Mukiele, Ballard, Alderete, Reynildo, Xhaka, Siddiqui, Lefay, Talby, Traore, and Broby. That's what I'd start with, and I would say that because I think you've got to win. If we're going to win, if we're going to have a chance of winning this game, you need to win the midfield battle.
I'm going to say that the midfield is going to be crucial. Yeah. That's going to be where it's going to lose the midfield for me.
Definitely.
But that's a reason that Hume goes in there as well for tackling and solidity.
Well, give us your version of it then, Conrad.
But that's the thing. If you put Hume in the midfield, though, then who do you take out?
No, I think it's exactly the same sort of team, but probably Talby. If I'm out of your one, I would say Talby and Enzo goes out left a bit, but gives license to sort of move in field with it, of course, a bit better there. I think Traore, as much as we criticised him at the start, and I do think he can't kick a ball with his left foot when he actually skins people alive, he's defensively really good and really helps out the team. So then you would have three people on the side with Gordon, where you've got Mukiele, Hume, and Traore in that sort of like position, because I think that's the little bit of space that Bruno likes to pick up the ball from as well, and it just means that we've got a massive number of people to deal with it on that side, and gives and Siddiqui even comes over to that side as well. It just depends where it goes through. Their right side of midfield, whether it be Murphy or Elanga, Murphy's actually better than Elanga in terms of his sort of contributions that he's been putting out there, but I think, for me, it would be Hume for Talby if it was off of Michael Bowers' sort of list, just for midfield solidity. I do worry about, and I know this is me being, hang on a second, I need the picture, Isidore's number one fan, but I think you start Isidore and you bring Brobby on later, because if we're chasing the game or chasing the win, they're more likely to drop deep, and Isidore is not very good when teams sat back and tried to break through him. Isidore was better at the transitional, getting in behind them quickly when they were higher up, which suits quicker sort of channels. I.e. Liverpool. Whereas in City, if we'd have been able to pass the ball more than 5 yards. But when Dan Burn's not pacey, Chow's quite quick, but they tend to play quite high up. They're quite an intense team. So it probably suits him for better balls in behind or things to run onto into the channels and get onto it. And then when they're tiring towards the end, then you bring Brobby on to abuse them, in lack of a better expression, and be physical. I just think the other way around does work if we get ahead. But if we're not ahead, for whatever it may be, they might drop back a little bit, and then Isidore's kind of nullified. You're just bringing him on just for the sake of, he's a striker at that point.
Yeah. Could this game come down to like Xhaka versus Bruno, and that's it? Whoever wins that battle plays a massive impact on the game.
It's going to come down to the attitude of the players coming out. In Xhaka's the one that leads that, right? I hope they're not trying to avoid yellow cards in this game, because that would be complete suicide.
This game they can't afford to do that there. And for me, we've been told in several games this season that Xhaka won't be able to deal with Caicedo and Enzo Fernandez, and he ran the show against the pair of them. He won't be able to deal with Rice and Marino and whoever else it was, and he was, arguably the best midfielder apart from Declan Rice that day, but they didn't really come in contact with each other that day.
But that's the thing, Declan Rice is also £100 million midfielder.
Yeah, exactly. And I think they will know that a lot of our play goes through Granit Xhaka, but that doesn't mean that, you know, they're just going to stick a man on him at all times and do it there, because he's still a very mobile player. But I think it's more how we let Tonali dictate their play. Bruno is what Xhaka is to us in terms of that leader, the passion, and sort of driving that team on. He will get a throw in or a goal kick and he'll scream in the faces of our crowd just to try and get a rise out of their fans and a bit of inspiration. We almost need to be doing the same, or like a Hume type reducer on him 3 minutes into the game and just being and like get someone like Xhaka like he did to Marino and over the top of him just going, I'm fucking here all day, mate. Like, you know, just something just to sort of try and keep his passion away.
I don't think a team can stick a man permanently on Xhaka when you've got Siddiqui right next to him. He runs around so much. He's all over the place. If you're leaving Siddiqui free, he's dangerous. And they'll be watching him, and that gives Xhaka the space as well.
Can I say one thing that Siddiqui's not good at is left-footed shots, and he needs to pack that shit in right now. I've seen one at Crystal Palace. I've seen one against Liverpool. I've seen one somewhere else. And every one of them has ended up in like Rosette in the stand. Pack that shit in now.
Sunday, a left-footed 30-yarder in the top corner.
Oh, I love it.
Complemented with Xhaka's Xhak trick, of course.
30 yards into the top corner of the South Stand.
Of the away end, knocking out one of their fans.
Just quickly add on Mike's yellow card point. I think this game. I think the reason that they were tentative at Man City was because this game was coming up, and I think
I hope so.
I think it will be. I think this game will be a completely different. I think our fans would let them know. They wouldn't forgive it if they were going in half-hearted with a game like this. But I mean, again, with Siddiqui, because his yellow card's suspension, if we're right, should be coming when he's away at AFCON anyway, then it's not going to make any difference.
I'm sure it does, because it shouldn't count against us that Siddiqui is missing a game in a international competition. He's still not here for us. So they shouldn't be able to go, oh, well, wait for him to be available and then you can use it. That it makes no sense.
Sneaky, that's
a bit dodgy, that one there. And even then, Sunderland will have gone past 19 games probably, and it'll be gone anyway. Like, so
but that's the thing. So I think for this game, I think that we will see. I think you'll be seeing a much more blood and thunder midfield. Well, obviously, hopefully again, not as long as we don't get anyone sent off. Obviously, yes, but there was a point that Darren made in my chat, which was get Bruno wound up. He has a walking red card. That's a really good point. And I think that's something that I think Xhaka could excel at here, because I know obviously Xhaka had his issues with red cards at Arsenal, but he's a lot older now and a more experienced.
I think you'd be looking at Nordy doing it to him more. So Nordy's a right dirty bastard when it comes to Xhaka's very calm. Like, I know he's got 4 yellow cards, but if you think those 4 yellow cards haven't been bad tackles, they've all been like tactical fouls, really. And
what you're saying is we wish we had Luke O'Nine on just to wind a player up.
You know, and it's the same with if Joe Linton plays. He's a walking card machine and loves to get involved in stuff. So you would sit there going, if he's playing and you wind him up early, he has to walk a tightrope for the rest of the game.
Yeah. Quickly, while we've got 122 people watching in total, which is absolutely awesome, make sure whichever channel you're watching on, you smash the like button and you are subscribed and all of that stuff. And it'll be lax of me to mention, we've got a Discord group for Midweek Mackems. All of us are in there. You can chat to any of us in there as well. I've just posted the link again, so make sure you go and join that and start building this community. It's all on you guys. If you don't talk in there, nobody's going to talk in there. If you do talk in there, it's going to be active. So get involved with it. It'll be great. Loads of comments on this one, so we'll sieve through some of these. Do you think Diarra's back for this game? I don't. Even if he was back from injury, I don't think he'd be.
Surprises one.
He wouldn't start, would he?
Yeah, potentially on the bench at the most, but I don't think they're. Yeah, we saw that before. B Murgerman said, watch them tonight. Space between midfield and defensive. Massive. Enzo will abuse that space. 4-3-3 for me. Mundell, ready for a start. I think he's our best winger. I agree.
Not in this game.
This is a game where he could make a massive difference.
Coming off the bench.
We're going to see a later on, maybe.
Potentially, but
I do think he could start in subsequent games after this one.
I just think
He's gonna have to,
he
isn't he?
offers such a good attacking outlet, and it's unlike we've seen off a lot of our wingers and stuff. He's got that end shot on him as well, so it'd be nice to see him come on.
He probably will play a lot during AFCON, but I do think as long as he doesn't get injured. But I think in this game, I think he'll come on. Don't be surprised if he comes on with half an hour to go.
Hope so.
Whatever the
I
outcome.
hope so.
We haven't touched on it yet. We picked our team, but crucially for me, if Reinildo's not playing like we saw on Saturday, he's going to be a massive miss for the balance of our team. I hope he's fit. I think they didn't play him, not to risk him. I think they didn't risk him so he would be fit for Sunday. But if he's missing, that would worry me massively.
Yeah, definitely. You can tell the difference when he's not there. Steve Austin is singing "Do Do Do Do" Michael Bowers, "Do Do Do Do" Michael Bowers. I don't like Hume in centre mid, says John Swinney. Hume has to cancel out Gordon, says L12 Bong. Yes, defo start Isidore. I think Isidore is going to play like a man possessed and will try harder than ever in this game.
Yeah,
Says
Also,
Jim
Isidore, if
Crisis.
you're going to have a massive chance in this game, though, can you please not miss it? This is the one where we need you to take it.
It's very divided, the chat on this. Robbie over Isidore to start, play Lafie. So, I mean, it's
It's a very tight call for me, though. I wouldn't be against playing. I wouldn't against starting either of them, whichever one it is. I just selected Bobby personally. But
I think Isidore, but that's not because of love.
No, well, it's a 60-40 sort of decision for me in favour of Broby. It's not like a landslide one way or another.
I think it's just like I said before. I think at the beginning they're not going to sit back, Newcastle, because they're quite an intense team as well. So that's where Isidore would be better suited, I think, for the transition and his defensive duties in that aspect as well. Whereas the Broby one, if we can get the ball to him, yes, he can be physically dominant, but we saw against Konate and Van Dijk, he did fall over a few times in those challenges as well. I just think as the game goes on, if we're ahead, I don't think, they're not going to be dropping back. So then you sort of go, exactly, Mike. That's what I was going to say. If they're chasing it, Mayenda actually makes the better shout for counter-attack, breaking out, nicking more. Whereas if we're chasing the game, for whatever reason that may be, once they start to drop deeper and deeper, Isidore's sort of nullified.
See, these are my people. These are my Mundell.
I just fucking agree with you.
Look, note the tone he says that in, because he knows it's a rare thing. Get your score predictions. Get your score predictions in the chat now, and we'll go through them very shortly. We did score predictions, so I'm curious to see if we remember what we said and if we're changing it. So, Conrad, go on then. You go first.
I said 2-0 Sunderland.
And are you sticking with that?
Can you come back to me?
Okay, one second. Conrad, how about now? Go on, Michael.
Well, I said 1-1 originally, and Brian Greeno agrees with me in the chat. I still think personally, I still think it's going to be a massive ask to keep them out. But right, again for superstition, I'll say 1-1. But there's a part of me that has a hunch we'll win. But as long as we're celebrating come 4:00 Sunday, happy days, Christmas made.
So you're sticking with your 1-1 then?
Yeah.
The Jack Ross special.
Okay. Yeah, absolutely.
Wayne, can you remember what you said?
Me for life. Jack Ross scarred me for life with 1-1.
I said 1-0. I'm going to stick with that. I think it's going to be I think that it's two decent squads. I just think our home advantage might just count, but still going to be a nervy, edgy game. Very close.
It's going to be horrible, isn't it?
It's going to be awful. It'll probably be one of the worst games you've ever seen. But I'm just hoping that we'll nick a 1-0. I'm going for a nervy, edgy 1-0.
Okay, Conrad, you were at 2-0. 6-0.
Yeah.
That's good.
What I'm debating between is if they score or not. It's either 2-0 or 2-1 for me. We always beat them 2-1. That's the thing that makes me think I want to sort of change it. But no, I'll stick with it. 2-0.
2-0. And of course, I had the ever
8-0.
pessimistic score of 4-1. And you know what? I'm going to stick to my guns. I just think.
I mean, I would love that the most. That would be the best score. I would be willing to give you double points on our leaderboard. If you
I'm going to justify it. I'm going to justify it with them having the Leverkusen game, a game straight after. Players are concentrating on Europe more than anything else. They're massively going to underestimate Sunderland, and we're going to come at them full force. So
another thing you could mention is they've got a cup quarter final a couple of days after this as well.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. Exactly.
Can I just say, I updated this the other day. Where is it? That's the leaderboard now. There's quite a lot of people now with 2 points in there now that I've realised I had some people in there twice and some people were using their alternative profiles and then
Michael Bowers has got 2 points.
Good.
I know.
I'm on the board.
No, Mike is on. You're on what? Yeah, so Michael Bowers is the highest one. Wayne's on the board. I'm the only one not on the board at this point. It's just, it's just fun.
Well, I'll be 2 points next week. It's fine.
Well,
let's check out. Let's try the rapid reading and check out the scores in the chat. Brian Greener, it's a 1-1 draw for me, lads. Kingfisher 7951 says 3-1 Sunderland. Please like, share, and subscribe. Away the lads, really appreciate that. L12 Bond goes 3-0 to the lads. Very optimistic, love it. Owen Sarah has gone 1-0 to Sunderland. And Steve Hewitt has gone 2-0, lads win. L12 Bong, you've already had one. Why are you doing? Wazza666 has gone 4-0 to Newcastle. He's come in from one of your channels, so I blame you guys.
Wazza?
What are you playing at? Changing Crisis 3-0. We will be more up for it. 3-0 to the lads for that. John Rosenbreyer 2-1. We always win 2-1. We always win 2-1. Desmond 2-2. Beanburger Man has gone. He's gone for the 2-2 draw there. John Swinney SAFC 2-1 win. Miles of Sunderland has gone for a 2-1 win. Lots of 2-1s in here. Do any of you guys agree with me? Sometimes Isidore plays to the crowd and 2-0. He's gone for his score prediction. Leslie Leckenby says Sunderland 2-1 Saudi United. Make sure you lock up your horses and camels. 2-2 shake hands, move on, says Darren Elliott. Very diplomatic there from you. Paul Armstrong 203 has gone Sunderland 2-1 to the scum. Big Chapel has gone 2-1 to Sunderland, and Black Cats has gone 3-2 to us.
So Wazza's not come from one of our channels?
Is he not? It says on mine he's linked, so it must be from.
Look at the comments. We are going to do yous.
Oh no, I just mean he's come in. He's watching. He's watching via one. He's one of your haters, not one of our haters. We're not big enough to have haters.
I've got plenty of them, so it's probably mine.
Right, does anyone want to screenshot this and send it to Reggie Labrise?
He's on yours, Michael. He's on yours.
I was going to say, I think he has commented on my videos before, so we'll wait and see.
That's all right.
All I'll say is overconfidence can be a dangerous game.
Make sure you come into the post-match, so Wazza, just so you can either gloat or we can.
Here's a question for you, right?
Conrad's always the diplomatic one.
Just say what you think. Just say what.
Question for you guys: how nervous are you now that we're talking about it?
I've been shitting it since Man City. Me, I've been breaking it, but it gets
Mike's not going to be nervous because he thinks we're going to win anyway, so it's fine.
No, genuinely, I'm confident, but nervous because I know what Sunderland can do to me. I was confident against Burnley. I was confident against Fulham. You know, I was half confident against Man United because it was probably the best time to play them because they weren't on form at the time.
Yeah,
I'm confident, but I'm nervous because the guy that sits behind me in work is a Newcastle fan, and I've been giving him shit for ages. And this is a leapfrog game. They either jump above us or we go 4 points away from them.
It's one of them, and for all we want to beat them, for all we want to beat them.
Darren Elliott,
too much info, Darren.
We're all hoping for a win. We all, obviously we wanted to do it. A draw would not be a bad result in the grand scheme of things. As long as we don't lose to them, that's probably what I'm looking at. Because if we lose to them, what happens. I just think just not lose. that's it. The draw, shake hands, like you say, a draw will still stay above them, and we'll move on into next week. So, but it's a one of them feelings where we've not had for 9 years, to be fair, in the league, but still feels like yesterday. And as the days go on, it's getting more and more nervous. So,
you feel more confident? Do you feel more confident like Mal's because it's at home?
I mean, you've got to, because of our home form and their away form, but derby games, the form guns out the window, doesn't it? So
I was going to say, derby games are totally different, aren't they?
Totally different. So that form doesn't really mean now, to be fair. Just who manages the occasion better on the day and who handles it better. So I'm just hoping for a Reggie masterclass to outthink and out-tactic fucking Eddie Howe.
Well, that's another thing, because even if we drew the game, as much as obviously I'd love to win, absolutely, but a point would not be a bad result, because I still look, because I would also still look at it as an extra point closer to 40. So that's, but obviously it's difficult to see it like that because of the emotion surrounding this game. So no, as long as put it this way, if we drew against them, we stay above them. So that's one. But I don't think any of us. Well, okay, apart from Mike.
No, hang on. Let me caveat that with: would you be happy with a draw if we go out playing for a draw?
No, you should never get out playing for a draw. I mean,
if we go like we did against City, obviously with not as bad a result, but if we go out fully defensive, backs against the wall, sustaining pressure for 90 minutes, and we get a draw, are you going to be happy with that?
We know we'll not do that, though, Mike. I mean, that the City game for me is a one-off just because of what was coming up this weekend, I think.
City away and Newcastle at home are two totally different games.
Aye.
But even
it's not like the Coventry game where he's holding on to a lead already established. We've got to go out there and try and get something ahead first before that necessarily happens. And I think a lot of the players that we've got, and I'm looking at Reynildo, Alderete, Xhaka, Siddiqui, Nordi, those type of players there are not willing to go into a game against a rival when they've been told about and go, right, well, let's be cautious about this. They're going to go in there going, let's win it.
Yeah.
But I
hope we do the same.
It's about getting the balance right, though, because you don't want to go forward because in some ways that'd be what Newcastle probably wants, because then all of a sudden they could hurt us on the break in transition as well. So Mike, if you answer your question, Mike, put it this way, I would probably take a point now if I was off at it, if I'm honest. But I'm trying to look at that as a.
It breaking my heart.
Yes, but I'm doing something called playing the long game. I'm looking at it. I'm trying to take the derby aspect out of it and look at it as the.
You want to play Newcastle again next season? That's what
it's
it is.
Another point towards the 40-point total. If we get a point in it, that's exactly what it is.
And if we do stay in the Prem, we're going to play them again next season, aren't we? So there's always that way. So I think. I don't think we will set up backs against the wall unless we get someone sent off. Then it's different. But yeah, I think a point isn't bad. But obviously, of course, I'd love a win. Like I would absolutely love to get a win. I think if we could get, say, 4 points in the next 2 home games, I'd be happy with that. Newcastle and Leeds.
I don't think Regis Labrie will be thinking it's going to be the biggest game of his coaching career so far, but I think once he feels that atmosphere, he's going to realise how much it means.
I think, on paper it's
most
not,
intense
but
a better phrase.
Yeah, it's going to be. Yeah,
Xhaka and Sol Linton off.
I think if there's a card, it won't be one of them two. I have this feeling, like everyone thinks it'll be one of them two. It'd be Reynildo.
Bruno.
It could be someone like Lewis
Alderete's,
Chow
liable sometimes.
Well.
I'll tell you what, if Mother's right,
Gordon's a shout.
I wouldn't mind him. I think he's a prick. If Mother's right and Jack and Joe Linton get sent off, how about this? Joe Linton gets sent off at the start of the game, then Sunderland end up winning it. My husband. Cheers, mate, I think. Anyway, no, I was going to say, if Joe Linton gets sent off at the start of the game, we still go on to win it, and then Jack gets sent off right at the end when the game's won. How about that?
That sounds like a great scenario. But like if Jack has scored the winner, 30-yard takes his shirt off for his second yellow card, and then gets sent off.
Gets sent off out of the final whistle.
We need to keep our unbeaten home record. We can't have other teams thinking they can get 3 points at the Stadium of Light, says Changing Crisis. We want to stay in the top half, so we need to win, says Terry Ward. Just get into the smelly gravy fuckers. We love it. I think that's it. Score predictions done. let's all go and just be nervous for a few days. I think is the next on the agenda. Just let's all go and try and relax.
Not shit ourselves too much.
Keep calm.
Regarding our channel here at Black Cats TV, I want to do a live commentary for it. I'm going to be in another country, so I'm going to try. So we'll see.
Scotland is not
It's still another country. Listen, I'd get better internet in the middle of Spain.
Yeah.
The reception shit in Scotland, they've got that'll be it.
Yeah, that's the thing. So we've tried it before, and it's gone not very well. But yeah, well, I'll try it, and hopefully we'll get a commentary going on. You all go into the game?
Yeah,
of course. Season ticket holder.
So jealous. So jealous.
You know what? The thing I'm looking forward to, well, certainly at the start of anyway, I think the pre-match atmosphere is going to be like insane. Like it's going to, especially when you hear like
pump it up, Sunderland's going up.
Anyone can get me a last-minute ticket, by the way. I will happily abandon my family in Scotland and come to the game.
Oh yeah, so if you're just saying though, so Mike, what would you be willing to pay for a ticket for this game? If available?
I've got 3 or 4 children. You can pick any one of them. They're all replaceable.
That was a funny.
Sunderland 2 with barcodes 1, says Jenny Armstrong.
It would generally make my Christmas if we won on Sunday. I would happily take getting nothing else for Christmas. I didn't care about any of that if we ended up winning against this lot. But yeah, look, there's.
Conrad's yawning. It's me, my job.
Sorry?
Conrad yawning. It's my job, that.
I've just scored at Anfield.
A nice deflected goal.
Can I just say, that celebration, if you actually watch it, when he runs off doing that, Siddiqui does it too. And Nordy comes over and goes, yeah. And Siddiqui goes, shh, sleeping.
Here's a quick one there before we go. If you had to pick one player to score, say a meaningful goal, whether it either gets us a point or ideally gets us the win, who would you pick to score in this fixture?
Big DB.
No, for me, it will be Chris Rigg, come off the bench.
I was thinking about Rigg, actually.
Dan Ballard for them. All them one going, oh shit, he gave away a penalty and he scored an own goal. And I want to see his either goal like Arsenal or his Coventry one, just something.
Or Dan Neil coming rifle a 25-yarder.
Do you know what would be perfect redemption though? Like say, for example, if we
hang your head in shame, Wayne.
I think Roofs. I want Roofs to do a ball through to like Isidore, like he did at Liverpool, but their keeper falls over and it just rolls all the way in.
Well, do you know what I was going to mention? Wouldn't it be right redemption? Say if Roofs did a long kick through towards Trey Hume, for example. I was just going to Trey Hume, but then cuts across it and Ballard scores from a set piece or something. Because obviously Hume got skinned by Gordon last time, and Ballard of course scored an own goal and then ended up obviously giving away a penalty. So it'd be quite redemption for them too. Tell Nordy he's sleeping.
I'm with Darren. Roofs. 97th minute comes up for the set piece. Dink.
Yeah. 1-1.
Oh my.
Oh.
Don't get us wrong. Like I said, I'm looking forward to the pre-match atmosphere. That's going to be insane. But there is a part of me that wants this game over and done with.
Because
it's like
it's the countdown to March.
Well, that's the thing. Well, by that point, if we're past the magic 40 points mark, then we can go, right, well, this game's it now. So,
quickly, did you see the supercomputer said we're going to get 46 points this season and end up like 14th or 15th?
Yes, but that changes every damn week.
That's double what we've got now.
Yeah, so. I also said Wolves will get 28 points. I don't know where Wolves are getting 28 points from.
The ping pong balls say we're going to win. I've been like, this algorithm has been destroying me on TikTok, and these balls, they drop into a sink, and whichever one lands in the middle, they mark it against it. And it's been right for the last 3 games, which is scary. And that says we're going to win. So I'm trusting the ping pong balls. Right.
Ping pong balls did.
Half the panel is yawning, so we need to go.
Conrad needs a bedtime, not Wayne.
Conrad, quick, say your goodbyes before you fall asleep.
Bye. Subscribe to all the channels. Join Discord. We'll see you on at some point on some of the channels when we're talking about our epic victory on Sunday. And yeah, we'll see you then, everyone.
Awesome, Wayne.
Yeah, just to kind of echo what Conrad said, thank you very much for everybody who's watched. If you haven't watched it already, watch our Derby special that we did. It was a great day. I'm guessing the link will be in the comments below or in the description, so watch that. Give it a like, share, I'm getting closer to the 5K. I'm only 74 subs away now. So if you haven't already,
get on there,
subscribed, hit that black button. Best Christmas present apart from beating the Mags will be to get 5K. So
yeah,
thank you.
Same for us, and we're only 2,000 away. So make
yes, but you've been going a lot less.
Michael Bowers.
Yeah, thanks to everyone who watched, and obviously everyone who watched the podcast we did the other day inside the stadium in the Fantas. And honestly, shout out to everybody at the club who ended up sorting that out for us. Who was the person we was in contact with? Robin. That's I'm shite with names. Shout out especially to Robin. She was excellent. Really, really appreciate it. And yeah, seeing us all on the other side.
Yeah, more stuff like that to come from the Midweek Mackems. And the only thing I'm hoping for this weekend is to be able to play this.
No!
Just once. Goodbye!
Midweek Mackems, we're back on the show. Talking Sunderland and everything you know. Conrad's got the numbers, proper stats machine.